Hi, it's great seeing you back on my channel, Finding America. And if this is your first time here, I really want to thank you for stopping by and taking the time to watch this video. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that's been subscribing to the channel. We've had a huge number of subscriptions come in lately, and I just want to take the time to say thank you so much for that, and I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and aren't subscribed yet, if you enjoy what you see, I hope you'll take the opportunity to go down there and hit that subscribe button below. Now, I've really been looking forward to this video. Unfortunately, it was like last week. The weather was terrible, and it's not so great right now. I'm fighting all kinds of wind just trying to record this. But we had huge downpours, we had snow, we had minus 10 degrees. It's been challenging to say the least. But I did find 6 hours where I could get out and do a little bit of hunting. And I thought, what the heck, I got 6 hours, I'm just going to go for it. And because I always like to put out a video every week. And even though I only had 6 hours, I tell you what, it was a good 6 hours. I made some really nice finds, and I found one special find right towards the end of the hunt. And it was a find that I just cherished, and it took me on an unexpected journey. I think it's one that you'll enjoy as well. So I'll stop talking now and let you watch this video. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks again so much for stopping by my channel, Finding America. Well, with only 6 hours to hunt, I decided to go back to a place that we call the Neverending Woods. Now, we've done a few other films there before, Fringe Detecting, Taking It to the Edge, Old Haunts, and one or two others. And it's always produced really cool finds, really unusual finds, things you wouldn't expect. And it didn't disappoint. I found some really nice finds, and towards the end of the hunt, I ended up finding something really special. Well, I am out here on actually it's a pretty nice day. It's wet from last night, but it's not raining. It's got a very cool fog, and I'm here at the Neverending Woods from our previous videos, and I'm hoping today that they're still never ending, and we find a few good things out here. I did get one pretty interesting target, ring up like a probably like a memorial penny or so, but got a very old I believe that's a Pond's cream jar lid. Very cool. Very early. Probably 20s. Maybe a little bit earlier. But that's a pretty cool find. So I guess if we miss that, we might have missed some other things. So hopefully I'll stumble upon some other things. I got a very cool target here. Now it's just barely under the ground. There's an area that we really hadn't swung over. And I was just checking to see if there was anything out here. If you hear any noise in the background, we've got some construction going on pretty close to here, and it's pretty noisy. But I think I got myself another Victorian brooch or pin. It's very cool. I don't know what went in this section because there are holes where something mounted there, but it has some cool design right there, and it has a lion up here on top, and some stars right here. So very cool piece. We've pulled a lot of Victorian jewelry and sash buckles, brooches and pins out of this area, and this is another one, and this one is very cool. And I'll get that cleaned up, and I'll put a picture up right now so you can see it a little bit better. And if you're new to the hobby, and even if you are not new to the hobby and you don't carry one of these, some type of container. Now I got this at Walmart. This is a Crayon Box. You can find it in the section of the store where the pins are. Anyway, you can pick this up for a few bucks. And I keep this for fragile things. So what I do is I have a piece of foam that I cut to fit, and then I put cotton balls down here on the bottom. And pieces that are real fragile, like this thin Victorian brooch, I can stick right in it and close it up and slip it into my pouch, and I don't have to worry about it getting broken every time I kneel down or something might bump into it. So if you don't have one of these, it's a must-have, especially for like Civil War buttons, pins like this, anything that's fragile. Just thought I'd pass that little tip along. It's something that I always never leave home without. Well, I've accumulated a pouch full of garbage, and got another signal. It was popping up just like all the aluminum pieces that I've been digging up, but this time it's not aluminum. It's actually pretty wild. It's appears to be a metal propeller to a old toy plane. This portion is broken off. It wasn't in the hole, but yeah, it kind of surprised me. I have never dug that before, but that must have been a pretty good sized toy plane, because that's a pretty big propeller. So very cool. I like that piece. You never know what you're going to find when you're clearing out the garbage. Well, just about 12 inches from where I dug that toy airplane propeller, got a 1229 signal. Thought, well, maybe it's the other propeller, but no, it wasn't. But it's kind of cool. It's I believe this is part to a razor. I think the razor handle went in here, and yep, I think it's the business end of an old razor, probably teens or 20s. It's definitely very old, but I'll get it cleaned up and give you a better look at it. Well, I was getting a ton of signals right here, and I managed to isolate a 1241 high tone, and I got myself a 1939 WWII. Still some old coins in here, and I'll take that. Well, I got a nice solid 1216, and dug down, got a little small round ball, or bucking ball. A little big, a little bigger than normal bucking ball, but that's pretty cool find. We've also got some Civil War history here, as well as the Victorian. So I'm happy with that, and we'll stick that in the pouch and keep on going. Well, I had a very choppy signal. I was just able to isolate it enough. It was in the middle of a bunch of iron. Dug a plug, and I found a shaving razor handle. Now I wonder if it'll match the other piece, the razor head that I found earlier today. If not, I want to see if they go together. Kind of cool. Well, out here still hunting in these fields, and got a banging signal. 1244. Dug down, and I got this incredible buckle. I mean, it is awesome. Look at the size of this thing. It is gorgeous. That is amazing. I'm guessing Victorian sash buckle. It's just huge, as you can see. But I'll get this cleaned up, and I don't know if it's got any design on it or anything, but boy, is it awesome. Definitely Victorian, possibly even earlier. But boy, I'm really happy with that. That's a beautiful find, and I'm so glad I didn't hit it when I dug it up, because this thing is massive. All right, well, I'll put up a picture right now so you can see what it looks like. Well, I got a nice 1140 signal, dug down, and saw it sticking out of the plug. I got an old padlock. Very cool. I'll have to get that cleaned up. It's got some age to it. Not super old, I don't think, but I'll find out when I get it home and clean it up. That's a cool find. Well, I tell you, this hole is a good reason to have a small coil. I kept getting an iron tone, but one time it locked on 1244, and I couldn't really get it to lock on again. I could get a little high tone blip once in a while, so I dug down and I cleared out 2 huge nails, ran the coil over one more time, then I started getting a nice solid signal, and it turns out it's a wheat. Now, it's nothing special about finding a wheat penny, but that could have easily been a silver coin. But this wheat is 1945. And I guarantee you I never would have found it if I hadn't been using that little 5-inch coil. And it was about 6-7 inches down underneath the nails. So just another reason why you might want to consider getting a small coil if you don't have one already. Well, about 30 seconds after that last signal, I got a really choppy, almost where you wouldn't dig it, but I went ahead and dug it, and I'm glad I did. I got about a 1721 on the meter, and I popped the plug, and that was sitting in there. So I have no idea. I'm going to pull this out. I do see a hole. Oh, cool. I think this is some kind of a... I've never seen a dog tag like this. Ooh, I think it's pretty cool. Yep. Ralph Shirley Haynes. Looks like his military number, USNR. I'm assuming that's the United States Naval Reserves. Might be 1944. It's got a T-44. I'm sorry, T-4-44-P. That is pretty cool. I've never really seen a tag like that. Oval shape. Man, that's very cool. And just about 4 inches down. I don't know what it's made of, but it kind of gave the machine fits. Could have been on edge a little bit, but that's an awesome find. I'm gonna have to do some research and see if I can find this person possibly. Well, there I was holding a World War II dog tag from 1944 of a U.S. Navy veteran. It's actually pretty humbling when you hold it and you stop to think about it. And I decided then and there I wanted to do some research and see if I could get this tag back to someone in his family. And so I did just that. I got home, searched with his service number, popped up a muster roll from the U.S. Navy stating that he was serving on the USS Royal Hail, which was an escort destroyer class with the bow designation DE-336. And I found some really cool pictures of the ship he served on. So after that search, I kind of hit a dead end, and I decided to try one last thing. I typed in his name and put obituary after it, and something popped up. Unfortunately, he passed away 4 years ago. But they had an online guest book, and I read the entire guest book, trying to find some clues as to who the family might be. And I ran into something else. A whole bunch of people that were his students going all the way back to 1951, and just praising him as a teacher. And it turns out that he took advantage of that GI Bill after getting out of the Navy and got a degree, and became a teacher in mathematics and science. And he taught at a school called Barrett Chapel High School that's in the Memphis area in Arlington. And he was a very well respected and loved man. You could tell just by reading the entries in the guest book. So I was a little bit closer, and then I found an article that the Memphis newspaper had written about him as well. And they confirmed that he was in the town where I found this dog tag. They actually confirmed in the article he was there in 1943 and 44. So I knew I had the right guy. And that was really cool when I read that, because I was like, wow. I mean, that puts him right where I found this piece. And so I decided to call the newspaper, hoping that they might have some record or anything. They couldn't help me. They'd been bought out and transferred, and different companies owned it now. So I decided to call the mortuary, and I talked to a secretary. She's really nice, and she was just amazed at the story I had to tell. And she said a director would give me a call. So 20 minutes later, sure enough, a director called me, and he was equally amazed by the story. And he said, I'm definitely going to get in touch with the family for you, and I'll give them your name and number. And that's where I stand right now. So hopefully they'll give me a ring, and I can get this dog tag returned to his family. So I tell you what, a 6-hour hunt turned into quite the adventure. I got to learn something about a man I didn't even know, but I quickly came to respect. And he did a lot with his life, didn't waste his life. And I also got the chance, hopefully, to help out a family by giving back a memento from their father or grandfather. So it was quite an amazing hunt for me, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And if I get any more information about this, I will definitely update you in a future video. But I'd just like to say thanks a lot for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week on Finding America.